look at this. Here's more community guidelines. Come on, not seriously. Google is dead, and when I say that, I don't mean they're like dead today. I mean that like the death blow has been dealt. They dealt it themselves, and they're going to die over time. The companies like this are, it's like Facebook. Facebook is dead, but there's still like millions of people that use it, and it'll probably exist until most of those people die, which is probably 20, 30, 40 years. Who knows? It could die. It could collapse before that if they stop making money. But Google is literally dead. And in fact, I wasn't going to make this video. I was going to make another video. And I started doing my research, to get gathering all my images and all this stuff to do that video. And then I noticed something on Google, and I sat there and I said, "How could this be? They're dead. They're done." And I'll show you. Look. So I'm looking for an email contact from Mozilla, right? Let me just start over. Email contact Mozilla. And I have it. I set it a long time ago to show me 100 results. Like, apparently, I can't be changed now. I don't know. But I got 100 results. I zoomed down to the bottom. Look, it does this auto-scrolling thing, right? Okay. And then, look what it does. It does 10 more. I should probably turn this off. Let's see if that helps. You can still see me in the... Let's see. Does that help? Okay. So, as it pertains to Google searching, I did my thing. I got my 100 results or whatever. And now, as I'm hitting, the down button, page down, it's giving me 10 at a time, all right? And then I gotta go, it does that like twice, and then I gotta go click more results. Now look how many it gives me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 at a time. 10 at a time. And it's gonna give me another 10. And I gotta go do it again. Now, as you might remember, Google used to have G and then all these different, O's here. There was like, I don't know, maybe I can find a picture of it. Let's see, Google search. 2000 and, I don't know, 14? Let's find out. Let's see what a Google search does. Google search. Results page. Let's see, pages, bottom. I'm an IT guy, and I'm telling you, if it's hard for me to find stuff, then that's bad. Your one job is to, here, look, you used to have this. Can you see? What is the welcome to live chat? Remember to guard your, leave me alone, go away. Go the hell away. I get these stupid notifications, and they won't go away. I wish you could see what I see. This is so bullshit. Here, yeah, you can. I'll show you in the mirror. Look at this. Can you see that? Or can you not? No, not really. No. Oh, duh. I'm doing it the wrong way. How's that? No, it's gone now. As soon as I flip to the left. This is an incompetent company, except for they are competent in certain regards, in achieving their goals. They're not customer oriented. Okay, but anyways, look at this. This is what we used to have right here. And you used to be able to go up here to your settings and search and change your search to 10, 25, 50, 100, I believe, and then turn on and off continue scrolling. Now this does nothing. This does nothing really. It's gonna do pretty much the same thing it did as last time. Well, let me go back to the Google, where it shows me 100 results. Yeah, see, exactly. And then more results, where it just gives me 10. And then I got to do it again. More results, 10. Yeah, so that button up here does nothing essentially. And I thought it was like that this account or something, so I created a new account and the new one did it, and I went to use one of my old accounts, and that one did it too. But basically, like this does nothing here. There's no way for you to choose 10, 50, 100, or how many search results. And now you might not think that this is a big deal, and um, and you might even think that like you might know that this is a big deal. You might, and you might think that, hey, you know what? All they have to do is change this, and it'll be fixed. No. Let me explain. First of all, let's see. How many? Hey Siri. How many contracts government does Google have?
Okay, I found this on the web for how many contracts government does Google have. Check it out.
I'm dyslexic, but okay. What, 350 subcontracts? Whatever, a bunch of them. If you've been following, you know, the things with Ukraine and Donald Trump and whatnot, and if you've done any kind of like deep diving, you'd know that these guys are propagandists. And what they've done effectively by getting rid of this bottom bar here and limiting you to scrolling like 10 at a time is that they've just basically clamped down. This is more propaganda. This is a big, giant overreach of Google. It's a big tech overreach of limiting your search results. So it's a big deal in that regard. And as I just showed you, you can't really change it either. Basically, you're just getting what they're propagandizing people. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it any other way. I don't I, I don't know how to explain it any other way. They even if let's say their AdSense or whatever, took a nosedive tomorrow or whatever. They've got these government contracts. They're good. If the Google AdWords and all that took a nosedive tomorrow, and somebody said, hey, you know what, we're losing profit. I think it was because of that thing we switched off, and they switched it back on, right? And they added your, so you could jump from page, 1 to page 900 and then 1800 and then so on. Like I used to be able to jump over 1,000 pages at a time. All right, now they're giving you 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. How long do you think it will take you to get to page 2000? I just showed you. Like, it gives you 100 at first, and then 10, 10, 10, 10. You got to keep doing it like that. Whereas before, if you had it set to 100, it would show you 100, and then each zero was 100. So you could skip from the first 100 to either 900 or 1,000. I don't know exactly remember what it was, but you could jump to, at the very minimum, you could jump to, in one click, the 900th search results, and then in the second click you could go to 1,800. You get you could jump, and then you could jump all the way to the end really quickly. Doing that. And and that feature is gone. And you might not think that this is important, and it might not be important to you, but it is important to a lot of people. It's important to me because I just went to try to do it. It's important to web developers and people in SEO who want to know where things rank way down. It's important for people who are looking for specific things. When you're looking for a specific thing on Google, or if you want to find where it is in the kind of the page rank, and you want to do like research on SEO type of things, it's a lot harder now because it 10 10 10 10. It was easier when you could go 1 through 100. Okay, click 2 through 100, and then you could do a Command F and search for that word. No, not there. Okay, 300. Command F, search for that word. No, not there. 400. Command F, or Control or whatever, for find, in your browser. This thing right here. So, let's say okay. Here, I'll show you. For example, let's see. Mozilla email contact Mozilla, right? All right. Now I'm going to do on my keyboard Apple or Command F, and it shows up this little bar right here. And what I'm going to type in is the @ Mozilla.com, right? And I'll get this menu out of my way. And so if you do Command G, it'll show you the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So I got support@mozilla.com. This is a fake thing. This is just an example. John Doe at mozilla.com. Look, I got these two results, and this is it's going back and forth between these two results. Support@mozilla.com and jdoe@mozilla.com. And this is on the first 100 pages. So basically, not what I'm looking for here. I'm trying to find the CEO's number, trying to find the board of directors number, the treasurer, all this stuff or whatever. So you go all the way to the bottom, right? Well, go all the way to the bottom, and instead of being able to jump to the next 100 page, it limits you to 10. So now I have these 10 results to look through, and let's see what it finds. Nothing. So I have to scroll down to the bottom to get 10 more. So let's just say I want to do this 10 more times. 1, 2. Oh, it stopped. Look at that. Look at that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I have the first 200 Google results. Let's do my Command G, see if I can find got jdoe at Mozilla or support at Mozilla. Basically, I've got the same two things. I got doubles of that. Whereas in the past, I could just hit the little, the Google 0 thing down here, Google, 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, or in my case, having it set to 100 per page, you could go 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, or you could jump. If let's say you've already done this, you've already done the first 200, you can just, you leave and you come back and you want to resume at 300. Not possible anymore. So not only is this this is a tech company overreach. Not only is it that, not only is it making it easier to propagandize your search results, but it's also just limiting your productivity and your power. Like, how long do you think it's going to take me to find an actual email address from Mozilla that's working? Look at that, and look at this. I've just reached the bottom, and you're really telling me that let's see, I got 1 result, 2 results, 3 results, 4 results. I think it's 4. Yep, I have 4 results, and we all know this is bullshit. Let's see, email Mozilla. Let's try. And you used to be able to do cool stuff like wild card, so you could be let's see. And you can still kind of do them, but I've tried it and it's all messed up. Let's see. Used to be able to do things like this, like John or whatever. Like, well, let's find out. Let's ask Google. The average American name has how many characters? Oh, look at this. See, this is, and look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Let me tell you, this is one of the things that I hate the most, more than anything. And this is just one small, tiny little example. Is that MKJ? This is one tiny little example of how they're limiting us. Okay, so great. All right, see if this works. 6 characters, average name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at mozilla.com. And let's see what I get. 84 results. Okay, let's go at mozilla.com. Okay, well, there's kind of a start there. Let's see what I get on this result. Okay. 1 legal notices at mozilla.com. Okay. No, I'm a tech person. I'm an engineer, developer, and web designer, all this stuff. I've been doing this for a long time. I know how to find stuff, and if it's hard for me, then it's really hard for the average person. And this is by design. Mozilla spaces at Mozilla. I thought it was Mozilla.org. Shit, maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I think I might be goodbye Mozilla. Yeah, that sounds about right. No more Bugzilla and GitHub morning train. Yeah. I was actually going to do a video on Mozilla and how they suck, but I ended up doing a video on Google and how they suck. What is this? Mozspaces? Why do I keep getting that? Search detection. Sorry if I'm boring you. I finally got some results here, and yeah, that was interesting. Okay, so 81 search results. I'm starting to wonder, is it Mozilla.org? Let's find out real quick. It's interesting that, because I'm sure it is. Yeah, it is. But they also apparently have Mozilla.com. Let me just check real quick. And then I'll tell you why they're dead. Why they're dead. Okay, so Mozilla.com resolves to Mozilla.org. All right, so why is Google dead? Even if they change this tomorrow, even if they change it back, if like, let's say it's not gonna happen because people are dumb, they have basic needs, they just want to get on their fucking TikTok. They don't use computers to compute anymore. They use them for. I mean, God. I grew up in a time where you had to actually have some kind of intelligence to get online. You had to, even like. I wonder, like, what would happen if I said, "Here you go. Here's a 56K modem, and here's your AOL account. Let's see you get in there." I wonder if people could actually do that, because that was like, at the time, that was idiotic. And it was, anyways, why is Google done? Even if they just took a major hit on their AdSense, even if a bunch of people protested and said this is, out overreach and it's limiting and it's propagandizing, even if like and Google caved, right? And they said, well, the people don't like this and it's hitting our bank account, we better change it back. And they flipped the switch or just reverted it back to whatever. I don't know how long it's been like that. It's probably been not too long, because I would have noticed it. It's got to be within the last year. So even if they reverted all these changes and went back to the old, thing, they're at their core, they're just rotten. This is what they're trying to do. They'll go at another angle, and they are. They will try to limit your search results to not just propagandize you. That's one arm of it, but to also just limit your power. To limit your power, your ability to find the things that you're looking for. Google does not, and this is why they're dead. because they're a search engine, but they think that there's something else. And I don't see them coming back from this. I don't see it. I see people going, hey, you know what? This is a search engine, and when I type shit in, I don't get what I want. I get what they want me to see. And that's what's going on. That's what's going on right now. I think there's going to be a major revolution. I think people are going to, flock to DuckDuckGo, and then they're going to see the same thing over there, and they're going to flock to Bing, and then they're going to flock back to the Google, and then go in this cycle until they create something, that is truly independent. Like right now, we have this. You can see these things are going on. That you got people fighting over, you know, um, you got those Twitter files going on, right? Good job, Elon. Good job for free speech and whatnot. Um, but you're going to see them pretty soon, subpoenaing people into court, or over Facebook and over the other companies as well, like Google and TikTok and whatnot. And TikTok does it too. They've been corrupted by it's got to be these government contracts. I don't know if TikTok, there's a Chinese company. I don't know about them, but they do censor. I don't know if they do it just to appease, just to stay out of trouble, or to be on good graces with you know um, Silicon Valley and the liberal media and whatnot. I don't know. But I can tell you this: the people are there's the, Facebook is dying. It's dead. They're done. People are sick of their shit. They're sick of, you know, Facebook's bullshit. They I don't even know how to, I mean, I don't need to describe it. You understand. Facebook sucks. They they serve themselves, and they're not serving the interests of their users. Does that make any sense? There's things that people want and they're not getting it. They're being limited. They're being shut up. They're being silenced. They're being suppressed, and then on top of that, they're being propagandized, and people are like, we see this, we don't like it, we're done. We're gonna go somewhere else, and the kids are going to TikTok and Snapchat and whatnot, things like whatever, and other people are going to Donald Trump has got his own little thing out there. Uh, truth, truth. And then you got Rumble, you got this and that, and it's just the beginning. It really is. It's the beginning of the end. And what we see here from Google just doing these things, this is who they are at the core. They're even if they switched it and went back, this is who they are. They're going to go at it another way, and they already are. There's so many ways that they're doing it. That's like when I showed you that captcha, like that little type in the code thing. You think that's they know this is a very intelligent company. They know that I am not spamming them. They know that I am not some kind of, hacker or intruder. They know exactly who I am. They probably know my everything. They probably know my mother's maiden name. Um, what they're doing is just trying to make the process of finding things more difficult, because those who because that limits people's power, and if the average person has too much power, they will overtake them, and that's what they're trying to basically hold on to their hegemony, basically. um, and in a multiple levels, in terms of their government contracts, they're also limiting people's information, and their ability to find things on foreign policy, and just general, you know, things that people would care about, you know, like Hunter Biden's laptop, or Hillary Clinton's emails, or Donald Trump's, porn star shit, Except for they don't really like him, so they're gonna let you find all that dirt on him. So it's a it's a sad situation, but at the same time, it's like I see progress. I see something promising coming out of this. Like I said, people are gonna turn to They're gonna go to DuckDuckGo and they're gonna be like, okay, this not much different. They're gonna go to Bing. They're gonna say, this is not much different, and then they're gonna finally create their own search engine. And there's gonna be multiple ones. It's probably gonna be one for all the Republicans. Like Trump as a truth thing. There's gonna be one for like the Democrats, and they're gonna have their own little clicky search engines, and that's fine. But out of all of this, somebody is going to, emerge and say we're going to have something that searches for the words that you look for, based upon, the actual, not just the popularity of that, because that's been exploited and manipulated since Google's inception. Um, So, just based upon how many websites is listing you, it's that's a primitive old way of thinking. So it has to be that has to be a factor. How popular it is. That has to be a factor, but it can't be the only factor. Um, it has to be based upon. I know what you're thinking. It isn't the only factor. There's other factors. Yeah, you're right. There is. There's other factors. It's how often you update your content and this and that or whatever. But it's not fair factor though. It's not fair. It's not based on. It is definitely rigged for large corporations, media interests, and you know even Apple's in on it. Like there's this stupid look at this thing. What is this called? Here, I'll go over to my computer. I have it on my computer. Let's see. Hey, come back. Apple has this stupid. Where is it? Where is it? Recent documents, applications. Come here. News. Look at this. Apple has a news app. You see that? It's a news app. And it's a news app that I don't want. But you can't delete it. You just can't delete it. Look at this. Let's go in the garbage. Cannot throw it away. It's permanently there. And so this is a it's a bigger problem, but it's not it's a problem that's going to solve itself. And just this is my final thing. Google's done. I hope I explained that to you why it's going to be done. Because it's this is at their core what this is the path that they've chosen, is to serve these corporations, governments, and show you what they want you to see, not what you want to see. But my final thoughts is that what took so long? Really? Are you people dumb? Yeah. Gullible. I don't know about dumb, but gullible. Like you became too. I guess Google had a good cover. Don't be evil. Like don't be evil. And that's a great cover. If you say you're not being evil and then you're being evil, then that's just like, yeah, it's a good cover. No one would think. Well, it's Google, man. They're saying is don't be evil, so they can't be evil. And what took so long, Because we've seen people, come and go. Whatever happened to Lycos and Hotbot and what was that spider search or whatever? Web crawler was that? What it? Lycos, Hotbot, web crawler, and these things come and go. There was I can't even remember what the original social media was. Can't remember. It was so long ago. But there was what was it? I can't remember. But at one point, like ICQ dominated, the internet as far as social media was concerned. And then what was it? AOL, AOL took over, man. They were so big that like they bought like what they buy, AT&T or Time Warner or something like that, you know, and then they went because nobody liked AOL anymore. So that was interesting. Um, you know, they were done. Uh, Live Journal was a thing, you know, Live Journal. Remember that? It still exists, by the way. That was a social media community. And then there was a time, probably congruent to AOL and LiveJournal, people were doing vBulletin and IBB, Envision Power Boards. They're basically your own personal forums, you know, on your website. Those were congruent to. There's like a forum. It's probably still there. Forums.bodybuilding.com. If you I wonder if it still exists. If you've never been there, go there because it's a lot more than just bodybuilding. It's a hilarious place. There's all these communities online like Deviant Art and you know there's that one and just various different you know forums like Ask Girls or Ask Men and you know things like that and I can't remember what the big one was but bodybuilding was up there. And then we had MySpace, and that was kind of like, oh, okay, well, let's all jump ship from AOL to MySpace, and that was great, you know, but it got flooded with spammers were everywhere. There was people trying to scam people, Indian guys, Nigerian guys, all kind of people trying to scam people out of their money, and and then Facebook came out, and it didn't have much more to offer than MySpace, except for the fact that like it was kind of exclusive, so people desired it. It was like, oh, you had to have a edu account to get into Facebook. I was like, oh, that's where all the cool kids are hanging, like, you know. And then once they opened the floodgates, you know, everyone came in, you know, and and Facebook, you know, it's I prophesized their death way too early. I thought they were going to die in 2019. And because, you know, when you go on a Facebook and, you know, your boss sees something and then he, you not saw your Facebook. That's like, when I saw that kind of stuff happening, I was like, oh, this is done. This is done. When I see people's parents going, what are you doing? Are you smoking weed? On Facebook, like, I'm like, this is over. Like when you got everybody, when you got you know law enforcement cracking down on people on Facebook and all this shit. You got you got you know your boss, your teacher, your everybody, your whole life, and like you know you're trying to be out there and to impress your friends and maybe like you know get some notoriety for being cool and different, but you can't be cool and different because your boss and parents and teachers. And so I was like, oh, Facebook is so done. They are done. I said they were done in like 2015 and then they weren't done and I realized why. I realized why because they took some extra steps to preserve their hegemony and they Facebook made deals with various different companies where you had to use Facebook to log into their system. That was a genius move, by the way, because this company would have went irrelevant in 2019 like I predicted, but you have some there's still and that's why they're still in existence today. People would be done with Facebook and in fact people quit Facebook all the time and then they come to a website and they're like, oh shit, I gotta log into Facebook, and then they reactivate their account. So you know we're at the end of I mean that they're just basically holding on like to dear life like but they've been done since 2015. I thought that they would only last that they could only hold out till 2019, but they've proven to hold out longer and by my current estimates I think that they can hold out to let's see, was it 2023? I think they can hold out to 2029 without completely collapsing. I think that they can bullshit a bunch of people into the stupid metaverse thing, and they can even crash and burn on that, and then reload with some new advertising and say, "Oh, we fixed all the problems," and then bullshit everybody for another 2 or 3 years with this stupid metaverse thing that's going to absolutely fail. But yeah, that's yes, but they embedded themselves into other people's websites. That's what made them last so long. So, and I think the social media companies that are emerging, maybe I don't know, Donald Trump's social media, maybe Rumble, maybe uh, whatever you call it, Snapchat. I mean, it's really old. It's not new. But TikTok, whatever's out there, I'm sure they're taking notes and they're going, okay, we need to ingrain ourselves into people's ordinary everyday life. And we need to, and they're going to take it as extreme as they can, as far as they can. They're going to be like, okay, we want to make it so when you open your garage door opener, you TikTok. I'm sure they're taking notes, but you know, people are starting to become more conscious of what these social media companies are doing. They gave all of their trust to them, and they burned their trust. And I think that they're not going to fall for it again. I think that people are going to be even more like skeptical now. They're going to be like, "Oh, you want me to sign up and give you my email address, give you my phone number? Shit, I'm gonna better register a new fake one." I think people are going to be just. I think they're gonna have a sour taste in their mouth from what Google and Facebook and Twitter has done to them. You know, Twitter's. I think Twitter's gonna they're gonna redeem themselves unless it turns out that Elon Musk was like a complete fraud the whole time. And all of his bullshit about free speech and this and that and. I know what you're thinking. That some of you are like, he is a fraud. He hasn't unbanned my account yet. Yeah, okay, yeah. 0.005% of the population. Yeah. No, it's not. Yeah, you're right. He's running it like an emperor. He's running it like, you know what? I am the emperor of Twitter, and if I do not like you, tough shit, And I guess he can do that. And people know the game too. So, and people accept that. They're like, you know what? Here are the rules of Twitter, as stated, and we know that there's also one more hidden rule, and that's don't cross the boss. Like, so I think the people who are gonna use Twitter and the new signups that you're gonna get today, they're already accepting this rule, and that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day. I can go off on that for an hour, but I won't. But this is my fourth point. This is my last point. Is like what took the people so long, to ditch, why do they cling on to these social media companies? Are you idiots? Why don't you? And maybe they you know what? Maybe I'm not giving them enough credit. Maybe they do say screw you social media, but they quietly exit. They say, you know what, I'm done. Nobody hears from them. They just exit. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe they make a big fuss and they say, you know what, screw you, I'm out. And but you don't hear from them because the social media companies, they silence it. Maybe that's a possibility. But Google's done. And the tricks that they use to hold on to their hegemony, their little tricks are not going to work that much longer. It's unsustainable. Like they're going to have to come up with new tricks. And I'm sure Google will come up with some tricks. I'm absolutely positive that they will. I'm 100% positive that they will. But like I said, at the end of the day, this is who they are at the core. They're liars, they're propagandists, and they're trying to limit you. And they can put a different face on you. I don't know what the phrase is, like put a face on a pig, or lipstick on a pig or whatever. But that's basically like they're a pig, and it doesn't matter how you dress them up. Like at the core, that they're rotten. They're not serving you what you want. They're not giving people what they want. They're not giving you, when you search for something, you're not getting what you want to find. You're getting what they want you to find. And they're propagandizing you. And they're limiting you. They're limiting you severely, These stupid little codes and all this stuff, and, only a certain amount of, results that you can get, and, all this bullshit, when they're tracking you everywhere, and, you know, you got to do this thing with your phone, and you know, to get a Gmail account, and you got to type the stupid code to log in. It's not efficient. They don't want you to be efficient, because the person who is efficient, the person who has, you know, the most in tune powerful tools, and they're using them to their maximum potential, is going to be the person who gets the most shit done. Who's going to be the person that's going to be the person who creates the Google replacement, and it's inevitable. They're going to be replaced. That's going to be the person who replaces Facebook. You know, and there's some really great things about Facebook, but you know, in fact, you could probably save that company just by removing the bad things. But they're rotten at the core. They cannot even do that much. They can't just do that much. They're so used to just fucking people over, ripping people off, that you know, to them, like, earning an honest, you know, buck by providing a social media network that connects people is like, what? You want us to do what? So yeah, that's that. And I hope you liked my little rant, because I wasn't expecting on making this rant, and I was gonna go off on Mozilla, but it's Google, and so and Apple. We're gonna do Apple next. Steve Jobs would be appalled by the things that I can't believe Apple is doing. I can't believe MacBooks that last 3 to 5 years because they have unified memory, unified media, storage. Come on, give me a fucking break. That's just a joke. That's gonna crumble. People used to look at Apple and you know, when the iPod was going out, Apple was booming. They used to look at Apple and go, "Oh man, if I owned that iPod, if I bought that thing right there, that little colorful thing, put in my pocket, I'd be cool like that producer. I'd be cool like that musician. I'd be cool like that, you know, that photographer, or that, you know, movie guy, or you know, these artistic people," and they just squandered that away. Now people associate Apple with soccer moms just snapping pictures, 15, you know, camera lenses on the back of your phone. What is that? What it's going to be? It's going to be a bunch of eyes on the back of the camera phone, like, you know, like, give me a break. So that's a story for another time. Good night.